Hello and welcome to this week's Crypto Roundup. In today's recap, we delve into major developments including Gemini's $1.1 billion settlement with earned customers, Sam Bankman-Fried's legal team advocating for a reduced sentence, and the technical glitch that briefly halted Avalanche's network. We also covered Do Kwon's extradition challenges, Uniswap's Uni token surge following a new fee distribution proposal, a Texas judge's decision to halt a crypto mining energy use survey, MicroStrategy's continued investment in Bitcoin, Yuga Labs' enforcement of NFT royalties, and the Bitcoin Forex withdrawal freeze. Thanks for tuning in to the weekly news recap. I'm Michael Del Castillo, a Knight Badgett Fellow at Columbia University. In a court filing, attorneys for Sam Bankman-Fried, the former CEO of collapsed cryptocurrency exchange FTX, proposed a prison sentence ranging from 63 to 78 months. The defense argued that this recommendation considers his moral character and philanthropic efforts, contrasting sharply with the 100-year sentence suggested by the pre-sentence report, which they labeled as, quote, grotesque, end quote. Bankman-Fried's lawyers criticized the report's estimate of a $10 billion loss in the bankruptcy as unreasonable, emphasizing that their client's actions were not driven by, quote, greed or status, end quote. They contend that a lengthy sentence would unjustly terminate Bankman-Fried's potential to contribute positively to society, highlighting his upbringing and dedication to philanthropy. This plea comes in the wake of Bankman-Fried's conviction on charges of defrauding investors through FTX and Alameda Research, in a case that prosecutors have described as one of the largest financial frauds in U.S. history. The court's decision on his sentencing is anticipated next month, amid a backdrop of public and familiar support for a lenient approach, citing his moral character and the unfair portrayal of him as a villain in the media, or so they say. Supporters, including his family and former colleagues, have also raised concerns about Bankman-Fried's safety in prison, pointing to his nonviolent nature and vulnerability due to his inability to interpret social cues accurately, they say. They argue that a harsh sentence would expose him to undue risk and hardship, urging for a sentence that reflects his first-time nonviolent offender status and the potential for victim restitution. Cryptocurrency exchange Gemini reached a settlement with the New York Department of Financial Services, committing to return at least $1.1 billion to customers of its Gemini Earn program. This move comes after the program's third-party partner Genesis declared bankruptcy, leaving many unable to access their assets. James Seifert from Bloomberg posted on X, quote, "Wow, that's capital W, capital O, capital W. Holy cow, Gemini is saying that Earn customers stuck in the Gemini cryptocurrency are likely to get 100% of their digital assets back in kind," end quote. Under the current potential settlement, I repeat, all caps, in kind. That's absolutely massive. Again, all caps. Apparently, he's a big fan of the caps. Superintendent Adrian A. Harris highlighted Gemini's, quote, negligence in conducting due diligence on Genesis, which was not regulated or licensed by the Department of Financial Services, leading to, quote, substantial harm, end quote, for Earn customers. The settlement aims to ensure that affected customers recover their assets fully. Launched in 2021, Gemini Earn program allowed users to loan their crypto at attractive interest rates, but the initiative faltered when Genesis experienced a financial meltdown. Do Kwon, the embattled co-founder of Terraform Labs, may not be able to attend the start of his fraud trial in the United States, scheduled for March 25. Despite his legal team's efforts, extradition complications from Montenegro have introduced uncertainties that could delay his trial appearance. Kwon, who is at the center of allegations surrounding the dramatic collapse of TerraUSD and Luna cryptocurrencies in May 2022, is charged by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission with wire fraud, commodities fraud, securities fraud, and conspiracy charges. The collapse resulted in an estimated $40 billion loss across cryptocurrency markets. The extradition process has encountered several delays, partly due to appeals and the Montenegrin court system's procedural challenges. Kwon's preference for extradition to South Korea, where he also faces charges, has been overridden by a Montenegrin high court ruling in favor of the extradition to the U.S. This decision has been contested by Kwon's legal team, citing procedural errors and the prioritization of extradition requests. David Patton, Kwon's lawyer, has indicated that despite the extradition delays, Kwon does not intend to seek a postponement of the trial date, emphasizing his desire for an in-person appearance. The legal entanglements in Montenegro, including Kwon's arrest for traveling with forged documents, add complexity to the case, highlighting the broader implications for the crypto industry's regulatory landscape and investor trust. The Uniswap Foundation's long-awaited proposal to reward Uni token holders with protocol fees led to a sharp 62% increase in the token's last value as of Friday. The initiative would introduce smart contracts to distribute fees to stakeholders. If implemented, annual revenues for Uni holders could range between $61 million and $153 million. The move addresses issues of low participation and apathy in governance, with less than 10% of Uni users used in voting. The proposal is now under community review, with an upcoming snapshot to measure support for potentially proceeding to an on-chain vote. Meanwhile, Frax Finance is considering a proposal similar to Uniswap's, aiming to share protocol revenue with VFXS token stakers pending community approval. In related news, Lido Finance's LDO token spiked 10% following a fake revenue-sharing proposal posted in the governance forum, suggesting increased interest in such initiatives among DeFi protocols, that is, assuming this can be taken at face value. Avalanche experienced a technical outage that halted block finalization for approximately 5 hours due to a code-related bug. The issue, initially attributed to a new wave of inscriptions, was later identified as the, quote, gossip-related meme pool management bug, end quote, according to a post on X by Kevin Seknicki, co-founder of Avalanche developer Labs. This bug prevented the network's validators from processing transactions efficiently, leading to a stall in the consensus mechanisms, so they say. The problem was resolved after validators updated their nodes, which addressed the bug and allowed consensus to return to normal. By noon Eastern Time, the Avalanche team confirmed the network had resumed its normal operations, marking an end to the outage. The Texas Blockchain Council and Riot Platforms, a major Bitcoin mining company, successfully obtained a temporary restraining order against the U.S. Department of Energy's emergency survey on its electricity consumption from crypto mining. District Judge Alan Albright of Texas ruled the survey, described as a supply of, quote, sloppy government process, must pause until further legal examination. The department aimed to collect proprietary information about energy use from crypto mining operations, citing concerns over the potential impact on the U.S. electric power industry amid Bitcoin's price surge and a cold weather forecast. This legal challenge argues that the Energy Information Administration, or EIA, acting on behalf of the Department of Energy, overstepped its bounds by not adhering to the Paperwork Reduction Act, which mandates a 60-day notice for such information requests. The companies involved contend that compliance would force them to reveal sensitive data under the threat of penalties, causing, quote, immediate and irreparable harm, end quote. MicroStrategy has further increased its Bitcoin reserves by purchasing another 3,000 Bitcoins for $155.4 million, signaling continued confidence in the digital asset's value. This acquisition boosts the company's total Bitcoin holdings to approximately 193,000, worth over $1.17 billion at the current market price, revealing what seems to be an impressive unrealized profit margin. This strategy, initiated in August 2020, has not only augmented MicroStrategy's asset base, but also attracted significant investor interest. Amid this aggressive acquisition strategy, Micro received a buy rating from investment banking firm Benchmark with a price target of $990. The optimism is partly based on the expectation that Bitcoin's value will surge to $125,000 by the end of 2025, propelled by crypto market dynamics, including the impact of spot Bitcoin ETFs and the anticipated Bitcoin halving event, which typically reduces the supply of Bitcoin, potentially driving up its price. Yuga Labs, the creator behind notable NFT collections, declared it will only support trading platforms that enforce royalty payments for creators, effective from Tuesday. This policy will apply to 18 of its collections, including the Other Side Coda and Moonbird's Mythics. However, its most recognized collections, CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club, will not fall under this new mandate due to the absence of a royalty filter in these collections. This decision comes amid declining royalty payments, a percentage of sales paid by buyers on secondary markets, to NFT creators, and precedes NFT marketplace Magic Eden's launch on the Ethereum blockchain. Hong Kong-based cryptocurrency exchange BitForex abruptly halted user withdrawals without prior notice, following an outflow of approximately $56.5 million from its hot wallets. The cessation of withdrawals raised significant concerns among its users, who have encountered challenges in accessing their accounts and reported a lack of communication from BitForex's team. Unchained sleuth Zach XBT highlighted the exchange's, quote, suspicious activity, end quote, noting the substantial withdrawals just before the transaction process was stopped. This incident occurred shortly after the resignation of BitForex CEO Jason Lowe, adding to the uncertainty and speculation among the crypto community. Elsewhere around the internet, in slightly more fun news, in a twist that reads more like a sitcom plot than real life, Sam Bankman-Fried, the former crypto mogul turned inmate, is reportedly spending his time behind bars dishing out cryptocurrency investment advice. Known for his former high-flying days at the helm of FTX, Bankman-Fried has found a new audience, so it would seem, for his insights: the prison guards. It'll be interesting to see whether or not that counts as giving investment advice. Despite his predicament, it seems Bankman-Fried hasn't lost his passion for crypto market recommending Solana's token SOL to those keeping watch over him, or so reports say. While the courtroom drama unfolds with legal maneuvers aimed at securing a lenient sentence, Bankman-Fried's casual crypto consultations serve as a light-hearted footnote to the saga. Whether his tips will lead to massive gains from the guards remains to be seen. But for now, Bankman-Fried's pivot from CEO to prison crypto advisor is the talk of the cell block. And that's all, and thank you so much for joining today. If you enjoyed this recap, go to unchainedcrypto.substack.com. That is unchainedcrypto.substack.com, and sign up for their free newsletter so you can stay up to date with the latest in crypto. Unchained is produced by Laura Shin with help from Nelson Wang, Matt Pilchard, Juan Aronovich, Megan Gavis, Shawshank, and Margaret Curia. The weekly recap was written by Juan Aronovich and edited by Uni Wong. I'm Michael Del Castillo, and thanks for listening.
Unchained is now a part of the CoinDesk Podcast Network. For the latest in digital assets, check out Markets Daily, 5 days a week, with host Noel Atchison. Follow the CoinDesk Podcast Network for some of the best shows in crypto.